Hi there, Wally here. In this video, I have one very special information to share with you guys. If you're looking forward to master your exams, your certifications, not only for Red Hat, but for any of them, I believe this will be very useful for you. I'm gonna share 10 tips with you guys. So 10 tips that will be very precious and that will definitely help you to pass in your exams. And also don't skip before because there are 2 bonus, so stay tuned and let's take a look on this video. Also, if you like to watch this video in your preferred subtitle, definitely you can. I'm gonna share a video that I explain this process to you. Pretty simple, pretty quick, then let's go to the video. So the main point here is how to master your exams. Again, we are going to talk about Red Hat exams, but all the tips, basically this concept can be used to any certification that you are going to pursue. Again, don't forget, 10 tips plus bonus. So stay tuned and let's take a look at them. But before we start talking about the tips, let's understand how the Red Hat certification works, because we need to know. Basically, this is the process. You're going to looking for the Red Hat certification, and then the first one will be the Red Hat System Administrator. So this is the first one from this path. And after that, once you get this one, this is more like a user administration and file system management and a lot of tasks, administrative tasks, very useful, very important training. Then you take this course, you take the exam, you pass, there you go. You are now RHCSA, okay? After that, the next step is to take your RHCE. So basically those are the initial steps that you have to do. Again, System Administrator, SA, after that, CE. And then you are a Red Hat Certified Engineer. So once you get this point, there are plus 5 exams. Well, which exams will be there? But just keep in mind, once you take your RHCSA, RHC plus 5 exams, you will achieve the RHCA level or credential. This is the credential that you are going to receive, a Red Hat Certified Architect. And this is pretty awesome. This is pretty good. So let's take a look on this one in detail. This is the Red Hat webpage, www.redhat.com. You can access training and then training and certification. So in this page, you can see all the information regarding to training, certifications, and all this stuff. Very interesting. You can check on view all courses, and then this is gonna give you some ideas about the training, the exams, the course, all the free stuff that we have, the certifications. You can search by certification path. See, RHCSA, RHCA, so you can see the number over here. This is pretty good, pretty cool. A nice way that you have to find some additional information about any kind of certification that you have at Red Hat is this. You can open a new page. You can Google. Let's put Red Hat RHCA. Then basically this will be the first link. Let's take a look. Then you can see Red Hat Certificate, Architect. You can see some information. You'll be able to see that we have RHCE, RHCEMD, RHCCD. Oh dear, you didn't mention any of them. Yeah, this is very similar to any acronym that we have, okay? What I would like to mention at this page is if you scroll down, you can see some very important information over here. The recommendations, the material. The main point is, let's take a look on this for RHCE. Assuming that you are RHCE, like a certified engineer, or let's say you are starting right now, you have no certification and you are looking forward to pursue some of them and also reach your RHCA level, this is a nice guidance. Because as I mentioned before, you have the RHCSA, System Administrator. After that, you have RHCE, Certified Engineer. And after that, which one should I proceed? Like, you can take a look on this page and you can see different kind of certifications that would allow you to pursue like the next 5. And then there you go. So for instance, we have troubleshooting, performance tuning, identity management, high availability. This is only in Linux Mastery Program. If you like to see telco and cloud, that's it. If you like to go on DevOps, container, OpenShift, that's it. So you have a variety of trainings and exams that you can take in order to achieve your R8CA level. Another important information here, you can take a look on the exams, and from the exams, you can just move it on. The information is still again. If you like to attain and maintain your R8CA status, the R8CE must pass at least 5 of the following exams and keep the associated certification current. Yeah, this is another point. I'm gonna maybe create a new video about this one, because for each certificate or each exam, they have like a expiration date, which means eventually they are gonna expire. Here the nice thing is you have the exam codes. This definitely is gonna go straight to the exam that you're looking for. Okay, I like to move it on in virtualization. I have this one that is Rev, the Red Hat virtualization, and this one that is the OpenShift virtualization. We are moving from the main application, Rev, the virtualization, on top of OpenShift. And there are many more, like identity management, troubleshooting, as mentioned before, containers, Dockers, and multi-clusters, performance tuning, high availability. Pretty interesting page, okay? Odira, how can I check the certificate? How can I check if my state is current, is not, when this is gonna expire? Again, we can come back at this page, click on training and service, and verify a certification. Let me open this in a new tab. This is the page that you can check the certificates, the status of your certification, when this is gonna be expired, the status, if your certification is still valid, this kind of stuff. And of us, when creating the account at Red Hat and taking the exam, you receive an ID. This is my own ID. So just type the ID, click on verify. And then if we scroll down, we can take a look in this page. So basically there are 2 sections. One is current credentials. And then this is the exam transcript. So the exam is basically the exam that I took and the dates. Well, there, if I do not pass, they will be here in this page. No, this page will present only the exams that you took and you pass it. If you fail, they will not be here. And then we have the status, or even better, we have the credentials. So as you can see here, I'm already a R8CA, Red Hat Certified Architect in Infrastructure. And there is a funny thing about it, because I took my first R8CA long ago, a few years ago. And then, as I mentioned before, we have like a date, an expiration date. If you still like keeping those certificates updated, like taking a new one, taking new exams and passing, your credential will still valid. But if you do not do that, what will happen is all of them will expire, and then boom, all of them will vanish. And this happened to me. So I got my R8CA long ago, then all of them vanished because I was not spending too much time on training and this kind of stuff. And eventually all my credentials just vanish. And then I came back, thanks to a big friend of mine, thanks to Givaldo. He was pushing me hard on the certification path once again. And he said, let's do this, let's do this, let's do this. And it was just the first one, you know, like once I passed the first one, that feeling just came back and okay, now I have to go. I have to move it on because this is amazing. The feeling is very good. So let me show one thing to you here, guys. Let's take a look on the exams. My first exam was in 2011. So if you take a look, I got my 2011, 29 of July, and then this one, 29 of July as well. And then you say, well, you took 2 exams at the same day? No, I got my R8CSA. This, I believe, long ago didn't appear here, only after you get your R8CE. So it was necessary to take my R8CE. Once I passed on the R8CE, then I got this one here as well. I believe this changed in nowadays, but this was the main point. And my R8CE was on Route 6. And then after that, I took some exams, high availability, virtualization, and this was the first version of the RAV virtualization. This was amazing. I took also the Satellite 5, Satellite 5.4. Then you can see that we have the versions over here. Also OpenStack, and then hardening on Rails 6. So let's take a look. This was in 2016, and the next one was like 2 years ago. So if we take a look, this was first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. And then R8C, R8C SA, which means back in 2016, I got my R8CA for the first time. That was valid for a while, and eventually they just got expired and they vanished. And then now back on 2022, this was the first one that I took from this season, let's call it like this. This was the OpenShift Container Platform 410. This was specific for Kubernetes and containers. And then I took my satellite, at this moment a satellite 6.6, R8CE. Yeah, I took my R8CE once again. I was looking forward to learn a lot of nice and cool things from Rail 9. Then this was on Rail 9. And also you can see here Ansible. So the R8CE, this exam is basically Ansible, pure Ansible. This is amazing. This is definitely a recommended exam. After that, I got my R8CSA, the system administrator. This is basically the system administration. So everything regarding to users, file systems, logical volumes, storage, a lot of cool stuff. Then I updated my Red Hat Virtualization certificate because I'm still in love for this product. I really enjoyed the virtualization platform. Then I took this. You can see this not the latest version, but a brand new one. Then I moved it on Podman, and the latest one was troubleshooting and diagnostic. So again, if we take a look on this, not 2016, but 2022, I got my R8C SA. And Odiro, I can see the order over here was like this was in May, this was in September. You didn't get the system administration first? Yes, definitely not. I got this one first, or basically I got this one here first. This one. So it's mandatory that I get my R8CE. It is not mandatory, but it is really recommended because in order to take this exam, it's expected that you know something about. So if you have the knowledge, definitely you can try. This is not a big deal. But in this case, what I did was, let me take this one first, this one. But as you can see here, the CE, the SA, System Administrator. So again, if we come back to that slide, we have first System Administrator, this one. Then after I got my CE, Certified Engineer, and then I need +5. So this was the first, the second, the third, the fourth, and the fifth. So all the time you go and you pass some exams, those again are the exam transcript. You can see the title over here. So for the OpenShift Container Platform, the certificate was Red Hat Certified Specialist in Container and Kubernetes. So this was the first one, and after I got System Deployment, Satellite, this is the product that I work specifically. Then I got my SA, then after that I got my CE, and again you can see the date here is the same because my CE will be released only if I get my SA. They are dependent, okay? And then because of that we have the same date. I got my RAV credential back, and then Specialist in Container using Podman, and then Diagnostic and Troubleshooting on Rail 8. And finally, this is not an exam. This is the title. This is a credential. So once you take like R8 CSA plus R8 CE plus 5 exams, then you receive this credential, Red Hat Certified Architect. Well, there, what happened if I get a new one, like the next exam that should be covering on this path of R8CA? Then this will change for R8CA level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then if one of them just expire and you do not renew, then will decrease from level 5 to level 4, level 3, and then just enjoy the ride. Pretty cool. Now that we know how certification works specifically for Red Hat, let's move it on. There is another one, Red Hat Certified JBoss Administrator, R8CJA. Also another one, and this is brand new. This was released this year. This is the Red Hat Certified OpenShift Administrator. Let's open a new tab. Open Google. Red Hat Certified OpenShift Architect. And then we can take a look in the first link. Very similar to R8CA. This is the page for Red Hat Certified OpenShift Architect. And again, we have a nice description. You can take a look. The main point here are those exams. Well, dear, if I would like to get my OpenShift certificate, which exams should I take? You can take a look on them over here on this page, and that's it. Once you achieve, like, again, there is a minimal exams plus 5. Then once you achieve all of them, there you go. You got your credential. Okay, perfect. Let's come back. And how to verify the Red Hat certification. We did this already on that link. The link is this one. Basically, if you pass the ID, you can get already the information. And this is the same information that you see on LinkedIn. So if you take a look on my profile, for example, you can see the information on my certification. And then they will be pointing to a link like this, exactly like this. Okay? Now that you are master on Red Hat certification, how this works, let's go to the tips. So tips number 1, official documents versus Red Hat training or RHLS. What is official documents? Official documents basically is this, docs.redhat.com. You can access the documentation. Let me pick Satellite as an example. Then I have the latest version. And for each of them, I have one doc. So if I get the release notes, I have this page. If I get the installation, I have this page. How to manage it, how to install a capsule, how to do an upgrade, how to do a system administration, how to manage the host, provisioning, API, Hammer. And you can see they are pretty big. There are a bunch of information. Oh dear, if I get all of them, is this enough? This will be a lot of documents and they are not focused on your exam, okay? If you have time to read all of them, if you have a photographic memory, then definitely yes, this is worth a try. But I would not go on this path, okay? Again, this is a tip, so my tip is don't go this way. This is definitely a nice document in a daily base usage. If you are facing problems, if you like to understand better the workflow, then yes, go to this document. But for the exams, I would not recommend you. The next point that we mentioned was training. You can find a training center nearby your house. Sometimes it is not too easy because they are far, far away. However, there is this RHLS or Red Hat Learning Subscription. Definitely, this is a good platform because this will give you the official training, the official material. There are video classes. These platforms also provide everything online. So you don't need to keep in your side, in your end, like a huge machine to implement a bunch of virtual machines. Not at all. So just this platform, you go, you access, you start your environment. If you like to destroy all of them, play around, you can. It's very simple to restart He created the environment, do everything that you want. Pretty cool, pretty simple, pretty useful. You can see all the features that we have here, safe pace training. This is like a Red Hat subscription, you know. You buy this and this is valid for 1 year. So if you like to do in your pace, like in the morning, the afternoon, the night, weekends, no problem at all. You can do in your time. This is the main idea of this, and this is the cool. Hands-on lab, all the labs that we have in classes, we have over here, online. And also there are much more, like early access, Red Hat Bookshelf, skill paths, exams, Lab Plus, live chats. If you have questions, definitely you can open a case, like a support case, and then someone is gonna talk to you just to understand your questions, your doubts, and then we'll clarify them for you. So again, this is pretty cool. My advice, guys, to you right now, scroll up to the top, click on this start your free trial, take a look on the platform, create your own account, take a look on the platform, see how this works. I believe you will fall in love because I love this one. I use this every time and I'm still in love. So first tip, Odir, what can I do? Should I use my documentation provided in the website or should I go on platform like this? 100% I recommend a class if you like to, or this platform, because in this platform you don't have to worry about flight, hotel, travel, nothing like that. You can study from the comfort of your home, okay? So this is the first tip. Tip number 2, do all the exercise multiple times until you get comfortable. In this RHLS, or when you have classes, what happens is we have the whole material. Let's say the whole material has 15 chapters. To all of them, we have what is called guided exercise and comprehensive reviews at the end of the latest chapter. The latest chapters is basically the comprehensive review. What is that? Guided exercise. So we talk about one topic, we understand that topic, we follow the guides, and then we have, okay, now let's go to this exercise. And then we do those exercises, and at the end of each block of each guided exercise, the instructor that is delivering that content will come by and will just present to you how to do. And this is amazing because you can try by yourself. And if that is not working, because there is a grade like during this exercise, you can see what the instructor is doing, how the instructor is doing, how the instructor is proceeding. And believe me, all the time, different instructors, they will provide different feedbacks, different tips. This is pretty valuable. So guided exercise, do all the time, do all of them. At the end of the training, like again, if you have 15 chapters, 14 chapters are related to the content. The latest one is the comprehensive review. Comprehensive review, it's like that exercise that will cover all the other chapters. And eventually you have like 5, 6, 7 comprehensive reviews from covering different topics. They are amazing. So again, tip 2, my advice, do all the guided exercise plus do all the comprehensive reviews. Should I do this only once? No. This is a very, very interesting and important tip, guys. Keep in mind, do until you get comfortable. Why is that? If you do once, okay, I just did this once, there are a bunch of new things, new commands, new approach. I just saw that for the first time. That's it. I did all of them once. That's it. And I was watching the video, by the way, I was following, that's it. When you go to your exam, there is no video, there is no easy way to remember. So yeah, if that is not in your blood, you have to spend some additional time looking for the answer, looking for how to implement those steps. And that time will be precious because you need to manage your time. So if you do not have in your blood, you will slow your pace. At the end of the day, your grade will not be too good, okay? So again, do this multiple times, until you get comfortable, like, I know this. And you can do like very easy, very simple. It is not that it's memorized, but because of the repetition, you have to know. So this is the tip number 2. Now, tip number 3. Know where to look the information. As I mentioned before, I don't like to memorize things. I like to understand, and I like to know where to find that information. Man page is very useful. It's very helpful. So my advice here, my tip number 3 is learn how to use man, the command man, manual page. If you understand the man command, if you understand how this works, if you understand how to search some information, this is definitely awesome. This will save your life, save your time, and you'll be able to find whatever you need, like examples, how to do the explanation, and definitely this during the exam will help you a lot. This will speed up your process, speed up your pace. That definitely will be necessary during your exam, okay? So tip number 3, learn how to use man, the command man page. Tip number 4, be aware of the scheduling, 24 hours format. This is when you go to the page to schedule your exam. And nowadays it's pretty like flexible. We have the 24 hours. So because we have proctors, you can take this exam from your house, from your home, and there are proctors around the globe. So basically you can start the exam like midnight, and that will cover 24/7. This is amazing. Eventually, one thing that happened, and this is not good at all, is, okay, I open the page to schedule my exam. I can see one spot like 6, and then, this is 6 p.m. And then I click, I check, I did everything, I book, and in that specific date of the exam, when I go to the exam, like 6 p.m. my local time, I get a response, hey, you did a no-show because this was 6 a.m. or 6 in the morning. So my tip here is be aware of the format, 24 hours format, because you can miss your schedule. And believe me, this happens all the time. A lot of guys around the globe committing the same mistake. Tip number 5, read the whole exam before starting. Why is that? I know, guys, we went to the exam, we are nervous, we want to finish. Eventually we have exams with 4 hours, a long shot 4 hours, a lot of content, a lot of knowledge, and then, okay, let me go fast, let me go very quick because I would like to finish this one as soon as possible. I would like to break my record, Do not do that. Take a look in your exam, do a deep breath, and then read the whole exam. Read with attention. And why is that? Sometimes you can see some information that is very precious, very important, and the information is over there. So try to read, collect the whole information that you are able to understand all the questions. If there are something that you do not understand, again, read the whole question one more time, 2 times, 3 times, until you get the idea what the exam is requesting. Because if you do not understand, you can go in the wrong path, and again, this will lead you to the bad score. Eventually, you fail, you not pass. So tip number 5, read the whole exam before starting. In general, I spend maybe 15 minutes reading the test, like no rush. I just start reading line by line, topic by topic, just to understand, just to see the whole scenario. And once I read all of them, okay, now I'm good. Now I'm ready to start. Tip number 5, read the whole exam. Tip number 6, check if there are dependencies. And what I mean by that, let's suppose I started my exam, and then I use a very simple example here. I have to create a user, I have to change the permission, and I have to create a directory. So create a user, change a permission, and create a directory. If those are the steps, maybe I can create a directory, assuming that this directory is outside this home user, or the user is not the owner of that directory. I can create this one first because I know how to do this, and this is maybe easiest for this one for me, okay? Then I can do this, like in different order. They are not required. But let's say the machine is not powering up, I have to fix. And this is my first point. Like, okay, restore your machine, change the password, or do whatever you need to do because your machine is not powering up. If I do not do this one, if I do not do the first, yeah, my fingers are over here. If I do not do the first, what will happen is I will not be able to do the second, third, and fourth. So because of that, it is important to read the whole exam before you start doing, you start acting, because now you know exactly what you have to do, what is dependent of each topic or not, okay? So again, the previous tip will go straight to this one, because once you read the whole exam, you'll be able to check if there are any dependencies between those questions, those sections, or those points, whatever you prefer to name them, okay? Tip number 7, start with the easiest. Again, see how they are connected, and now you can see my fingers. So once you read the whole document, you have in mind all the questions, then you can go to tip number 6. Let me see if there are dependencies or not, if they are totally independent. And now that I have this big picture, I know for sure this one is easy. This one is medium. This one is pretty hard. I will spend too many time. And if this one is not dependent of this one, why not start by the easiest one? So this is my tip number 7. Again, read the whole document, understand all the questions, check the dependencies, and tip number 7 is start by the easiest ones. So you can set, okay, this is my number 1, 3, 5, whatever. Those are the easiest one, because maybe I know, I practice them more. I'm very familiar with those process. Let me go on them and let me close them already. Once I get the easiest one, now let me go to the medium or mid-level. And once I pass by the mid-level, now let me spend more time on the hardest ones. And why is that? Sometimes we just go in a trap, you know. Eventually, your first question will be that question that is pretty hard, but will challenge you. And then you say, I know this. This will get some time, but I know I will try. And then you start, in your mind, you spend like 10 minutes. And then you start doing coding, whatever. And then once you take a look in the clock, pass 40 minutes. And then you say, man, let me try one more time, just plus 10 minutes. And then once you check again the clock, 1 hour and a half. So you spend 1 hour and a half in a question that probably in that moment it is not finished yet. And then you say, okay, I spent too many time on this one, let me move it on. Sometimes what happens is when you move it on, you know all the rest, but you don't have enough time because maybe that exam is 2 hours. And then you have 30 minutes just to close a bunch of topics, a bunch of points. But again, now you don't have time anymore. So tip number 7, start by the easiest ones. So go over there, close all of them. Once you're done over there, come back, go to the medium level. Once you're done with the medium, go to the strongest one and then move it on from that point. Tip number 8. If you get stuck, move it on and return later. All the time I get situations like this. I start doing a question, okay, this question is not too easy. It is a medium or hard. So I have, for example, 3, 4, 5 topics that are really hard. So I have to pick one. I'll get the first one. And then I start working. Eventually, okay, I'm stuck. I will not move it on too fast. Okay, let me stop this one. Let me go to another one, another hard. and then I will try to close that one. Okay, it's done. Let me go to the next one. Let me go to the next one. And I'll do this process until I close all of them. Once I close all of them and it's still just one remaining, I will come back to that first one, and now I will spend my remaining time on that specific question. Again, if you still on that question, if you get stuck and you still thinking like, okay, plus 10 minutes, plus 10 minutes, plus 10 minutes, eventually what will happen is you'll not be able to fix that question, and you will skip maybe some other questions that are simple enough and you didn't know because you were stuck in that one. So again, my tip over here, if you get stuck, move it on, return later, and then if you have enough time, that's it. Okay? If you do not have time, that's okay. You can just pass for that question as well. Tip number 9, time management. This is very important because, as you know, the exam has one specific amount of time. If you get to the end of the exam, what will happen is the proctor will just tell you, hey, 15 minutes left, 10 minutes left, and once your time is gone, the exam will just stop. There is no one that you can say, hey, can you wait for 5 minutes, or no, there is no chance. One thing that I like to do is the easiest one. Okay, there is no time management. I know how to do this. I will implement. That's it. I will just pass on. For the middle ones and the hardest ones, I like to set some time, like, okay, I see this question. Maybe I will spend, let's say, 10 minutes, 15 minutes for this question, and I start. And then I will keep track on my time. If I get to 15 minutes and I did not finish that one yet, I will reevaluate and I'll see, okay, I'm moving on, I'm progressing, eventually I'll fix this in 5 minutes-ish, and then I will continue. If I see that I have no idea because I'm still stuck and that one is not moving, I will do the same as on tip 8. I will stop that one, I will move it on to the next, and then I will just do the same process once again. This is a totally valid tip because once you manage your time, you'll be able to easily track all the questions, and eventually you will hit like the high score and you pass with no problem. So time management is one big deal here. Keep this in mind all the time that you are doing like your exam. Time management is a key. And finally, tip number 10, fail is part of the journey. If you fail, don't worry. Stand up and move it on. Try it again. Yes, this happened. Eventually, you are studying hard, you have the knowledge, you spend a lot of time doing all the guided exercise, the comprehensive reviews, you cracked all of them, you know the content, but in that day, you are hurting for any reason, like a headache, you have some personal matters that you have some kind of concern, you are facing for a difficult day for any other reason, different from the training, the course, or the exam. Different at all. No related at all. And this happened. Like you should be focused on the exam and you are thinking about something else. In this situation, there is nothing to do, Unfortunately, there is no magic way. One thing that you can keep in mind is, okay, this is my time to do this exam. But eventually this will happen. This happened to me. So I know how is the feeling. And once you finish your exam, you say, crap, man, I know that content, I know how to do, but I was not able to do because I was thinking on something else. Another situation is I have a lot of friends, they come to the exam, they take the exam, and then eventually they say, yeah, that was hard because I didn't know how to do this or how to do that. Again, if we come back to all the tips that you are seeing here, specifically tip number 2, that you can come back to the guided exercise, the comprehensive reviews, and do all of them until you get comfortable, then this will not be 1 point. I know how to do this because I did this multiple times, 10 times, 20 times, 30 times. And I'm not kidding, 30 times. If you're not comfortable with that subject, if this is a brand new content for you, yeah, why not? Much more you practice, much more you be comfortable, much more you learn. So again, if you fail, don't be ashamed. This is not a big deal. I believe all the exams that we sell in nowadays, they are with retake. So if you do not pass first time, you can try again. You can confirm that if you're going to buy your voucher. Just confirm if that is with retake or not. But I'm pretty sure that all of them are coming with a retake. So basically, if you fail, reschedule, study more if this is the case. If not, do a double check on all the tips that I'm sharing here. And I'm pretty sure that in the second time you pass, for sure. Okay? Keep in mind, don't give up. Okay, now bonus time. Bonus 1. Red Hat Learning subscription with custom skill path. What is skill path? This is the platform of Red Hat Learning subscription. Basically, when you access this platform, you can see how many days you have remaining, how many lab hours you use it already. This is 400 hours. How many books you downloaded, this kind of stuff. And then you can see some training over here. The main point that I put as a bonus 1 was the Red Hat Learning subscription with a custom skill path. And what is custom skill path? So you can, again, create your own account, take a look on this platform, but you remember this one, skill path. You can take a look by product, by category, by path types. So if you're looking for certification, Red Hat technology, job role. So for instance, I'm looking for all the training or courses related to DevOps. So that's it. And then I can open, I can take a look in the description, the code, and once I hit launch, there you go. This is my course. But Valdir, I like to define a plan, like this year I'll get my RHCA, and then I would like to track this down. I like to write down all the exams that I'm gonna do. One thing that you can do is create your custom skill path. So what will be my custom skill path? Like Wallace skill path for 2024. Something like this. And the description, you can add the description that you wish. My personal training. Okay, once I have my title and description, we have this section over here. I can type the name of the training, I can type the code of the exam. So for example, I know tuning, Red Hat Performance Tuning. This is 442. I can click over here, and this will be on my backlog to do for this year. Another one, virtualization. In order to take the exam for virtualization, this is the training, like the Red Hat virtualization and the virtualization on top of OpenShift. So I can add both if I would like to, OpenShift or virtualization. Because we have a bunch of trainings regarding to OpenShift. And let's say I don't have my RHCSA or RHCE yet, then I would like to do the administration. We can see the administration, and we can just scroll down, and then we can see RH124, RH134, RH254. Those are the administration 1, 2, and 3. Then definitely I can click over here. And the third one. So now I have a lot of things to study, to learn, and that's it. I can click on create. My custom skill path was created. Odiro, how can I check this out now? I can click on skill path, path type. I can see this guy, custom. I can filter on this way or the better way, at least the better for me. I can click on enroll and check this out. All the time when I join on my RHLS, I can collapse this one, or I can just scroll down and this will be here. So I just need to expand and keep going on the training that I would like to do. Just one more thing here. Let's take a look on 442. Let's click on launch. And then you can see the structure of this platform. Like as I mentioned before, we have the chapter. Each chapter is going to show you the introduction of performance tuning. The next one is selecting performance monitoring tools. And for each of them, we have the explanation. We have quiz. And eventually we have guided exercise. See, guided exercise. And then we have a summary of that specific chapter. So again, what I'm saying is guided exercise all the time. Go there, play around multiple times, get comfortable. This will be gold, okay? For all of them, you can see the same environment, same situation. There are labs, guided exercise, sometimes multiple guided exercise in the same chapters. This is amazing. This is pure gold. And when we reach the chapter, the last one, you can see the comprehensive reviews, then comprehensive review 1, then another one, this is a lab, another one, another one. So basically they will be covering all the content for this training, the complete training. This will covering a lot of things. So cool. Let's go to bonus 2. And the bonus number 2 is Gradly. Long ago, Red Hat used to release the certificate, the title and also the certificate. So that PDF or that the document that you see, the certificate that you see, used to come from Red Hat. Eventually, in one specific time frame, Red Hat started working with Gradly. And Gradly basically is a place that will combine the certifications not only for Red Hat, but Red Hat, Microsoft, Oracle, Cisco, different companies, different big techs, and this is pretty nice. So let's take a look on this right now. Here's the browser. Again, the website is Gradly. You can pass Gradly and then the username if you know someone using Gradly. Basically, we have this information, the LinkedIn page as well, or the LinkedIn will be pointing to your Gradly account. But here you can see the badge. So basically, if you take a look on the badge, I have my RHCA, diagnostic troubleshootings, the chairman. This was an award that I received at Red Hat. So proud of that. There are some additional certifications like a specialist in container. So basically, when you click over here, let me get this one. You can have a description about that certification, that exam. This exam is paid, you have to pay. This is a certification, the skills that will be covered in this specific certification. And here is my ID, my Red Hat certification ID. If you like to verify this on Red Hat page, you can use this link. And this is pretty much the same link that I showed before. See, my credential is valid. This is me, and then you can see my Red Hat Certified Architect in Infrastructure and all this stuff. One more important information here. See that? Expiring October 11, 2026. We have this information here as well, when this is gonna to expire. So if you take a look, they are not the same dates. Let me see if I have some different dates. Yeah. This is October 24th. This is September 26th. Again, I will create a new video about this one with a lot of details about this content, but that's it. Just keep this in mind because this is what will keep your credential valid, okay? So basically that's it. Gradly is the place that will combine and put together all the certifications, all the titles that you have. And this is pretty much it. This is pretty good. This is a really nice place to concentrate all the information. Once you log in your account in Gradly platform, there are a bunch of stuff here, but let me show one thing that I really enjoy. You can come to badge. Let's say I would like to export this one. I'll click on share. And eventually I'm able to download the badge image. I'm able to download the certificate. I'm able to share this on my LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter. Let me show you the certificate. There you go. You can see on this webpage as well. So Red Hat Certified Architect, this was emitted in October 24th, 2023. My certification ID, and that's it. Pretty much simple, easy, and beauty. So that's it, folks. This video was specifically about exams, how exam works, a lot of tips to you guys. Again, if you have questions about any of them, feel free to let me know in the comments. If you like to review all of them, I really recommend you to do that. You can come back and you can pass one by one. Definitely they will be very useful during your exams. And one thing that I can tell you for sure, you will take your first exam. I know this is hard. This is very hard. You will be struggling, will be nervous, will be like a very, very hard moment. But with the time and following those tips, they will be getting easy. And once you implement this like a methodology, will be pretty simple. Like will be just one more exam. You know the drill. You know that you have to go through your guided exercise, do the comprehensive reviews, manage your time, check out the questions, read the whole exam. That's it. It will be simple. It will be easy. It will be one more exam. So once you go to the training, you learn the content, all the rest will be in automatic, and I'm pretty sure that you will pass with success. All right? So see you around. Feel free to connect me on LinkedIn if you want, if you wish. It will be a great pleasure. If you have any other question about Red Hat certification or any other content that I mentioned over here in this video, feel free to let me know in the comments. I will love to hear and also answer your questions. Don't forget to subscribe. This will help me, and I'll be more than glad to help you providing new content. And that's it. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.